Gentlemen and ladies, today we're going to go through an email that represents the frustrations that the vast majority of men go through when it comes to dating. We're going to go through it line by line, and I'm going to give you my perspective on this topic. You don't want to miss this. Stay tuned. Hey guys, it's Brian back at you with another video where my goal is to mentor you to a rewarding career and to help you create a life you're proud of. And in that endeavor of creating a life that you will be proud of, dating, relationships, that social piece is just so important. So with Valentine's coming around the corner, I ask you guys, do you have a date lined up? Is there that special someone that you're thinking about asking but haven't pulled the trigger on? Or maybe you're just frustrated with this whole dating thing altogether and you're seeking some help. So today I'm going to go through an email that represents the frustrations that thousands and thousands of guys are going through right now. They're very frustrated with the dating process, with the dating dynamic. They're probably stuck on options and they're wondering what they need to do or what they have to do to make this better. Now, this email doesn't have an explicit question for me, but it does touch on a variety of topics that reflects the frustrations that men have when it comes to the dating process. And for each one, I'm going to talk about my perspective as to how I tackle that. And I think it's important to give you some background about myself. Growing up, it was very difficult. I had a lot of health problems, a lot of health issues. I was very fat, I was very shy, I had asthma, I had eczema. Man, I had all the variables and factors that are against you when it comes to being sociable. So these were things I had to overcome, and it was very, very difficult doing so. And just growing up in your teenage years, in your school years, and even in young adulthood, it was very challenging. I was very, very focused on schoolwork. I had a very small circle of friends. Going out, going to parties, that was not on my list to do. But with time and with practice, I was able to get a social life where essentially I was able to go on dates on the regular, maybe 2 times a week. I was able to go out to parties and events on the weekend. It was actually very good, very healthy, and it was actually a really good balance that I had with my life. And now I'm happy to say I am married, so a lot of this advice pertains obviously to the times when I was single, but I really genuinely believe that the strategies and principles and ideas are something that can work across time and isn't a fad or a way to get clickbait or a trend that we're trying to capitalize on. No, this is just things that I felt worked for me in the longer term, and I really believe will help you guys. So the strategies, principles, and ideas that I present might not be for everyone. Let's just be real honest here. If you're looking to sleep with as many women as you can, as quickly as you can, you have got the wrong person. But if you're looking to have a healthy dating life or social life, or you're looking to marry that special someone, I think I am the right person for you. If you really like the video and you like the strategies and ideas I present, please hit that like button or share this video. If you really like what I have to say and want to work with me, you can go to my website, 101mentoring.com. I have one-on-one sessions that talk about how to date like a gentleman. There's a lot more information on the website. Please check it out if you are interested. Okay, now let's get to the email. So this person goes on to say, I'm just finding it so difficult right now to talk to women and to engage in the development of meaningful relationships with them. Yep, you and so many other guys. And on top of that, there are probably men who are married or in long-term relationships that are still having those same difficulties. I think what's important for you to know is that we can tackle that, but let's not go there right now. But just know that you are not alone on this endeavor and this frustration. I just don't encounter single women often in my day-to-day life. I'm a student in my mid-20s, so I've been a student for a while, who studied in a department with almost no women. And now I'm in a program with women, but most of them are either in a relationship, married, or outside of my dating range. Yes, this is a very classic scenario. A lot of my friends, guy friends, who were in majors that were heavily skewed in the male gender versus female. These were majors like engineering, physics, mathematics, sciences, and there were a very small number of women that were in those classes, and as a result, what they thought or perceived as a small number of options. And then when there was that decent looking girl that happened to be in the class, all the guys try to get to know her, talk to her, and the competition was really, really high, and it was almost a bit much. And then usually that girl thinks that everyone's a creep as a result. And now that you've switched departments, you obviously are more exposed to women in the classroom, and you're probably thinking like, oh my god, these are all the opportunities that I can have with meeting with girls. I'm not talking to any of them, and on top of it, you don't even know how, and you're probably frustrated with yourself. Chances are you've reached out to my channel as a result of that, or are at least searching online and seeing other pickup websites or resources with that type of information on how to do exactly that, how to date and meet girls, it's a common frustration. Just know that you're not alone here. I've always just been so focused on studies this whole time. From high school until now, everything is optimized toward my academic life, eating healthy, working out, sleeping regularly. I sleep at 9 p.m. and wake up at 4 a.m. to accomplish those things. Hey, isn't that what you're supposed to be doing? I mean, you're young, you have very important life decisions to make today that's going to impact you for the rest of your life later. So it's so crucial that you get the right things done and you get those things done right. But I see your point, and that is you're realizing that you've lacked the focus, time, and effort on developing your social skills, and you're feeling that now, and you're probably thinking that time's against you, time's not on your side, and that there's this urgency to get this sorted immediately. But guys, it's important to know that, you know, we all have limited time and resources. It's about prioritizing and knowing what you need to focus on right in this moment. When it comes to doing all the things that you have to do, I will tell you that girls love a man with a strong purpose. This is the truth. They want a man that is striving for something that's beyond just dating girls or that's just going after them. They want a guy with a real strong purpose. Think of it this way. Think of James Bond, right? Like, this guy meets women all the time, and what's his priority? Is his priority to date and marry that girl that he meets in that particular movie, or is he out there to kill the bad guy and save the world? His purpose is obviously to save the world, which is way bigger than all the girls he slept with. That's way bigger than himself. That's way bigger than anyone that he comes across in his life, because he really wants to create a world that is way better for everyone. That is a huge purpose, and as a result, you know, he's not in the business of calling these girls back. He's in the business of just saving the world, and as a result, he's not returning their phone calls, returning their texts, or whatever. He's got a bigger purpose. In all situations, the girls find him way more attractive as a result. And let me be absolutely clear, I am not saying that you have to ignore girls or that you're supposed to ignore them or not call them back. All I'm talking about is that initial stage of attraction, that early dynamic of the dating process, the very, very early stage of it, when you don't know each other, you guys aren't formally together, you guys aren't in love with each other. This is purely at an attraction level. I'm just saying, when it comes to that particular area of the dating process, it's so important that you are attractive, and to build that attraction means that you have a strong purpose, and girls really pick up on that. I'm all for being productive and working my ass off 24/7. Good. But I'm afraid I'm being deprived of important social skills. I don't know if my lifestyle needs to change or what possible solutions might exist, but I'm just so lost. Yes, your lifestyle does need to change if you want, especially if you want to practice more on the whole dating and social skills side of things. And you have to work on it, and that takes time and resources, but you should do it in a very strategic way that's not going to compromise all the work you focused on yourself, on eating healthy, on going to the gym, on your grades, on your career. You don't want to compromise those things. You want to make sure that you do this strategically so that you are developing a little bit more of the social skills, but without compromising all the great stuff that you've already done. The only women I really encounter day to day are those working out at 6 a.m. in the morning. There aren't many of them in my dating age range, but I never talk to them though, because of that whole don't bother women at the gym who are working out kind of mentality. I don't know, maybe I'm just making excuses for myself. Maybe I should start talking to them. All right, well, I think it's a combination of both. I mean, for me, gym time is my time, right? You know, I'm going to the gym for myself. In my line of work, I am constantly assessing data, making decisions in meetings. You're processing all this information. I'm very cerebral at work, and it's just the nature of the job, right? Or you're in front of a computer all day doing emails or phone calls, conference calls, and I use the gym as a way to turn that cerebral activity off, and at the same time get to move my body and get a good workout and sweat on. But that's my time. It's my little escape from all of that, and it gives me some time to recharge. So, you know, if it's my time, why would I interrupt that time by talking to another girl? That's how I've always approached the gym. It is my time, my escape. I don't want to jeopardize that just to talk to someone that is attractive or to the girl at the gym. It's very clear that I don't talk to them, not because I can't, but because I choose not to. I think it also helps to have a thriving social life. For me, I knew that I could go out and party on the weekends, hang out with my friends on the weekends, meet new people on the weekends. I had a mechanism already built into my schedule where I didn't have to rely on the gym to meet new people. I could go out with my friends on a Saturday night, grab drinks, and also meet new people, whether that's new girls or new guys to be friends with. And as a result, I don't see the gym as the only means to meet women. There's no level of desperation or urgency to talk to these girls. I could keep it for the purpose that it was meant for, which was an escape and for me to recharge. And I think in your case, you have to evaluate what is the purpose of the gym for you. And also, do you have a thriving social life so that you're not using the gym as your only means to meet girls, and then as a result, you have this urgency and this mindset of scarcity where you think like if you don't talk to them then, you're never going to talk to them ever again. He goes on to say, I've tried Tinder, online dating, etc., but that never really works out for me. I mean, I've gotten some Tinder dates, but they've really never flourished into real relationships. I just don't understand how women operate on those platforms. I've watched videos and read certain topics on Reddit surrounding masculinity, dating, women, etc. Okay, let me be honest. If you have not really dated other girls or you have very little experience with women, online dating is not for you. You are absolutely not ready for online dates. So let's just scratch that off the list. Yes, it might seem very convenient. At least it's comfortable for you to go online. You don't have to put yourself out there. It's convenient. You don't have to go outside. You just go to your computer and start dating. But the next step is actually meeting women and talking to them. And if you don't have that skill set, there is no point to do online dating. The other point I want to make is that you should not worry about how other girls are succeeding or doing on that platform. It has nothing to do with you. What you need to focus on is yourself and how to develop yourself so that you can be a great dater. And then also after that, how dating or online dating can be used and tailored to you. Don't worry about what women do or how they're using online dating. Just focus on what you can control, which is yourself. I know I should just go and use what I've learned, but again, I just don't know where to fit it in my social life. It also sucks that I don't have a personal mode of transportation. I just don't have a stable income to afford it, and it's pretty much mandatory where I live to even engage in social activities. Yes, this is a huge thing, and this is so important. You have to have that basic life foundation figured out so that you can afford to date, right? You need to have the right career. You need to have a good financial income. You need stable financial income. You need to build your wealth. You want to have that foundation before you explore something like dating. Of course, you can still talk to girls. You can still work on social skills. You can still hang out with friends and develop how to converse with people and all those things. But to really hone in on dating to the level that I feel that you want, you got to make sure that you can afford to do all that. And I know some of you hearing this are probably thinking like, well, why should it matter? I don't want to date a gold digger. Why? I don't have to be rich first before I can go date. I'm not saying you have to be rich. I'm just saying you have to be financially stable and have a career game plan, right? Like the honest truth is, if you want to go on dates, you need to be able to pay for it, right? Even if you were to split the check halfway, which I don't agree with, you need to be able to afford to do that. You need to be able to afford to do that multiple times a week, right? You want to go out on fun dates. You want to go to the movies. You want to go take her out to do some sort of activity, skiing, snowboarding, whatever. That costs money, right? You want to go for dinner. That costs money. So you have to remember that. This has nothing to do with being trying to keep yourself away from gold diggers. And in fact, I feel that men who take that approach, who shy away from this idea of, being financially stable, is them just rationalizing not getting their act together, not getting their career together. They'll think that if they succeed and do very, very well, that they're going to be surrounded with gold digging girls. That is not true. My point here is you got to focus on yourself and make sure you are the better version of yourself, the best version of yourself. And it starts with that career, that financial stability, all of that stuff. They're all important. I suspect things might change for the better when I move out of my parents' home. I definitely want to move out next year. Hopefully I find a job or receive relatively stable income of some kind, like through graduate school. Yeah, absolutely. You got to make sure you have all that stuff figured out. I mean, you don't have a car. You don't have your own place to stay. You're not at the greatest stage in terms of dating. That said, a girl will go out with a guy or date a guy that is in school, living at home, that's fine. They understand that you have to pay for tuition. They just want a guy with a plan. Like I said, they want a guy with a strong purpose, a strong why. If you've got that, I think you're halfway there. But the bigger point is, yes, you need to have all that lifestyle stability sorted out so that dating is easier for you later. And if you haven't figured this out, this is why I have my channel. It's very career focused, but it's only because that is the foundational piece so that you can then have the freedom to do what you want to do. You figure out finances, you figure out career. Now you've got the flexibility to do what you really want to do. Maybe I'm just rambling, but I just feel so lost. I don't know if there's really a question here or if you even have an opinion about this scenario. I think I'm becoming the best version of me with my current way of living, but maybe it isn't because the best version of me would be better with women and actually have a social life. It's just so hard. Well, dude, you want to be the best version of yourself. It just takes time, it takes resources, it takes commitment, and there's only many hours in a day, and some people can take on more than others, whereas for someone like myself, I'm not good at multitasking. I am a unitasker. I am 100% in on figuring out one thing, done, cross it off the list, and then move on to the next. Other people can juggle 2, 3, 4 things at once. I can't do that. That's just my personality. That's just my preference. You may have a different preference, but everyone is different. Everyone tackles projects or shortcomings or improvements in their own way. You just got to figure out what yours is and then prioritize based on that, and also prioritize based on your vision of what you feel is important for you right now, 5 years from now, and 10 years from now. Again, it all comes down to what your bigger purpose is, and that's going to drive this decision making. If you 10 years from now want to be some high level executive, you know that career is your focus. If you feel that, you know what, I want to be married in 10 years, then you know the dating piece needs to be your focus. So you do what you need to do to get that foundation financially and from a career standpoint, and then you focus a lot more effort on the dating piece. But from everything that I can tell in your email right now, you're doing the right things. You're still very, very young, mid-20s. You're still going through school. You want to get your career started. You obviously have goals of moving out, getting a car. You need to be financially stable. So you've got all these other things to figure out. On top of it, I like how you're working on your health. You're eating well, you're going to the gym, so you're doing all the right things. It's just a matter of time. You've just prioritized all those before the social skills side. And hey, I'm here for you. I'm here to help you when you've got that sorted out to a point where you're happy. Reach out to me and we'll work on this other piece. Finally, he ends, I'd appreciate it if I was kept anonymous. If you respond to this rambling in a video, thanks for your videos. Well, awesome. Glad to hear that, and you're very welcome. Thank you so much for sending your email to me. I thought this was a really, really good email, really good topic. And we touched on a lot of things that I think reflect 98% of the guys out there. The vast majority of them have little to no clue as to how to tackle this or even where to start. And I don't say that in an insulting way. It's just that a lot of people lack options. And unfortunately, I don't think this whole pickup thing is the only option out there. But it sure feels that way. And as a result, you get a lot of guys moving into this trendy pickup mentality. They become douches, they do it all wrong, they become creepy, and it's just not good for the male gender. I'm hoping that I can give you guys a different option. So while you didn't have an explicit question for me, I do have some takeaways for you. So based on everything I read, here are some questions and feedback in terms of next steps. How do you fit dating and socializing into your daily routine? Can you even do it at this time? Ask yourself this question. Based on everything that you're currently doing, do you even have the time to take on this whole social skills or dating idea or topics in development? Can you do that? Or if you feel that you have to do that or really, really have a strong desire to, what are you going to give up on the other things that you're currently working on? And if you do give up on that, will that have a long-term negative implication for you? Question number 2 to consider is, can you even afford to date? Answer to that is a no. I think you know right then and there where your priorities have to focus in on. Now, let's say everything maintains status quo and you are committed to doing the school thing and the health thing and just working on career. What basic skills can you work on right now in your current social skills? I mean, you can still learn how to talk to girls. You don't have to date them, but you can still at least learn how to converse with them, how to interact with them. Realize that they're regular people. So there's some basic things that you can do. So I'm going to ask you, what are some of the basic skills that come to mind for you? The other point I have here is to determine what is your purpose right now. Is your purpose to focus on dating and social skills, or is it to establish that financial freedom or foundation that you need in your latter years. And everyone is different. They may have a different response based on their current situation. And the reason why I'm bringing this to you is because, like I said, women want a guy with a large and strong purpose. So it's important to have one. You have to make that decision. Is it going to be about dating and social skills, or is it going to be career, finances, or health, or something else? For me, what I would recommend is that you focus on your school and career and then move out and then focus on dating. Like I said, for myself, I unitask, right? I go 100% all in. So I was all about saving, getting that down payment ready, moving out, get that car, build that career foundation and career path out. Once that was set, then I can go party. I can afford to go party. I can afford to go out with my friends, and then I can then meet people and go on dates. And it wasn't a stressful situation. It was a lot more fun, a lot more enjoyable. Good or bad situations, they were all fun experiences as a result, not a stressful one. So those are my final thoughts. Let me know what you think. If you have further questions and you want me to answer them in a future video like this, it's free advice. Go to my website, 101mentoring.com, submit your question that way. If you really want more personalized help or mentoring, go to my products and services page. I have one-on-one mentoring sessions. I have one called How to Date Like a Gentleman. I also have one that says How to Date Outside of Your Own Race. If that is something that appeals to you, whatever the case may be, you know where to find me, and we can book one-on-one sessions. It's you and me. There's nobody else. We go through your history, your background, some practical advice. We can focus in on certain topics that you want to work on and go from there. Just a final point, guys, I am not a pickup artist. I am not into that stuff. That is not my specialty. I'm here about creating a life that you'll be proud of. So you can see in my other videos on my channel that the tone and the type of advice and strategies that I live by, and I feel like it's really worked well for me, and I just really want to pass this knowledge on to you. So guys, I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, if you have a career question or a question around other topics I talk about on my channel, please go to my website, 101mentoring.com. Submit your questions that way. And I look forward to hearing from you guys soon. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Cheers.